Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some new gels to share with you and we're going to make a design using them. So we've got Love Bond first. So it's a Korean gel. It's made in Korea and it definitely has like a different kind of texture to it when I'm working with it. They're definitely different to the regular Madam Glam gel polishes. So that's really cool. It's something different. So the very first two I'm not actually using today, but I wanted to show you guys. This one's called Soft, I think, Lullaby. This one is stunning. I just couldn't, for some reason, figure out how to use it in today's design. So instead we're going to use the next two, which is going to be a purple and a pinky shade. So here are the two that we're going to use today. So first up, we've got the purple, which is a Gentle Touch. And it's a very cool toned, beautiful purple. So here it is. We're going to use it today. And then the other one is, I think, Mother's Wish. And it's just a really pretty pink, really cutesy, and they pair up very well together. The packaging, as you can see, is very different to their regular gel polishes. Oh, here's a little sneak peek of what we're making today. But the bottles are very different. They don't also have the color at the top, which is good or bad, depending on what, how you store your gel polishes. I've actually been storing mine just out and about in these little plastic, like, layered container things, so it's fine for me. But obviously people who store them in their drawers, this would be a massive pain, so that's frustrating. But you can get swatch dots where you can actually pop it on top and swatch it yourself if you wanted to, so it's not the end of the world. And as you can see when I'm working with them, they're very different. I feel like regular Madam Glam gel polishes are way more thicker and almost feels like more pigmented. These felt a little bit more looser when it comes to the texture of it, if that makes sense. Madam Glam is thicker, this one's a bit more looser, but I wouldn't say watery. The watery wouldn't be the right word to describe it, but definitely a bit more liquidy compared. And of course the pigments in the gel polishes are also not as strong as they are on the regular ones, which probably is just what it's like in Korea maybe. So that's how these are. But even though the texture's different, everything like that is a little bit different about them, they're still very nice, very workable. As you can see in today's video, we're going to create a really cool looking design. So yeah, personally I would do 2 layers of anything anyways, so it didn't really matter for me. Once you apply the second layer, it gains its full opacity. So yeah, just basically almost like a regular one, just ever so slightly different formula. So we've got all the background colors done. That one purple nail, as you can see, we've done like a strip of pink down the center of it. Now it's time to do a bunch of work when it comes to the glitter. I literally went wild with this glitter. This is a glitter from Larissa. I have a link in the description for you guys to save yourself some money if you go ahead and shop with them. They've got a bunch of glitter options on their website, and this is one of those glitters that I absolutely adore matte top coating. It creates such a beautiful reflection when it's matte top coated, as you probably saw in the thumbnail at the start of the video, and you will see again at the end of the video. It's so pretty, and I went absolutely wild with the glitter. I wasn't too sure how I feel about the glitter being on the pink though, because I feel like it kind of disappears a little bit, but again, once that matte top coat is on and applied, it just looks stunning. It almost has this orangey kind of reflection. It's just really pretty. So I'm using a base coat to basically glue my glitter down to my nails. So here I'm applying the base coat, then I'm applying the glitter into the base coat and then popping it in for a cure. Once all the glitter is applied, I go ahead off camera and apply another layer of base coat, just because the glitter is a little bit bumpy. We do have some stamping today, so I wanted to make sure that my nail is as smooth as I possibly can have it to be. So the first one, as you saw, we did 3 little clusters of glitter. The next pink nail is going to have a bit of glitter at the top and a bit of glitter at the bottom, and then that one is going to go into the lamp. I think we're going to have 2 more nails with glitter, so altogether we have 4 nails full of glitter. The 5th nail is going to be our crystal nail, so that'll be near to the end of the video. But here I'm just fiddling with the glitter, trying to pop it into place where I want it, and then straight into the lamp so it doesn't move about. I've noticed that if I leave it to chill, it will move about, and it just, yeah, don't want it to move. I want it to be right where I've placed it. So now on this strip nail, we're going to place the glitter only on the pink part, nowhere else. So I'm applying still the base coat across the whole nail, just to still keep it even and not not thicker on one area of the nail and less on the other. So I thought it would just be best to do it this way. And I'm only applying the glitter in the center. As you can see, I'm not being too fussy, just applying the glitter wherever and anywhere, just as long as it's on the pink. And of course, if any of the bits fall onto the purple, I'll use my brush to kind of move it inwards. I'm using my Madam Glam ombre brush. Love that brush to pieces. I feel like I need a new one soon because it's the bristles are becoming funny, and I've tried all the tricks. I've popped it into a like really scorching hot water and it didn't help. It helped all my other brushes, but this one is just stubborn and it just will not budge. It's still usable and I will probably use it for a while, but it is, I believe, coming to the end of its life, very sadly. Now onto this nail. It's half pink and half purple, so we are going to place the glitter kind of in the middle of both colours. So the reason why I'm not placing it in the center where the two colors meet is because I'm not actually trying to cover it up. We're going to cover it up later with stamping. So at the moment, I'm just kind of creating a little bit of a cool background for my stamping that's going to overlap a little bit. So you will see that in just a second. So once this one's done in the lamp, of course, remember off camera, I did another layer. It might not be necessary for you depending on what else you're doing. If you're not stamping, or even if you are, maybe you're able to stamp on top of it and it's all good. But I just wanted to avoid any lumps and bumps and funny looking stamping. So just for safety, I've popped another layer of base coat. And now it's time for stamping. So this is my brand new stamping plate. Really excited about it. When it came through and I saw how large the images are, I was just in love. So this is called, it's a Nicole Diary X020. Got it on AliExpress literally about a week ago. So it's a very fresh new plate where you can definitely find it still on AliExpress. And it's a really cool plate because it incorporates animal prints with flowers, and it just has such beautiful images on the plate. So it also kind of shows you different kind of nails that they've already done. It's also one of those plates that I feel like a lot of people have anyway. So sometimes when I'm stuck on plates, I will search and Google up what other people have done with this plate to see how they've kind of tackled it. But I actually used their own nail inspiration that they do along with the plate whenever like they're selling it. At the top they have a couple of nails that they kind of like show you how they would have used the plate. So I used that as inspiration for today's design and how they've kind of placed things around. Mine still looks very different to what they've done. I'm using completely different colors. They've also done it on very tiny nails. I've got super long ones, so it still looks very different, but sometimes just looking at it just sparks an idea or two and then you're good to go. So the first nail, as you saw there, it's a really cool animal print floral looking thing. I've I reverse stamped it. Is that the right word? I keep getting confused with my words sometimes. But I just coloured in the backing. So you've got the white there, and then I coloured the flower in purple. The purple's from Only London, white is from Born Pretty, black is from Born Pretty too, the outline that I'm using. And then on this one, again, I'm colouring in animal print parts with the white. And then make sure if you do colour in backings of stamping, make sure you leave it for a little while and let it dry a little bit. You don't want to go ahead and stamp when it's all very wet and soggy on there, because when you stamp you're almost squishing it all together and you end up with a massive blob. I've done it in the past and it's so frustrating. So if you are actually a massive stamper or want to get into stamping and you've done a really cool background of previous stamping and you want to stamp something on top, but you're worried if you're not going to like it or not, make sure you apply a base coat, cure it, and then stamp. Because if you stamp and you get it wrong, you can wipe it off. But if you've got a lot of stamping already chilling in the background, and on top of that you want to, let's say, stamp a flower, and then you hate the look of it, then you're going to have to wipe the whole thing, and that's not what you want. So that's something new actually I've recently been doing. I've been trying to incorporate a lot more different stamping plates together to create a really cool looking nail, but that has resulted in a lot of mistakes, and the base coat method has saved me. Otherwise I'd have to restamp everything again and again and again, and it's a pain. So whilst the one is drying, as you saw, I picked up another image and started colouring it in. So this nail here is getting this image there. Now I'm going to repeat that exact same image that I've got chilling in the background at the moment. So it's this one here. It's got a flower and some animal print around it, and I really like the look of it, and I thought I could stamp those two together in the one with the pink stripe down the center. So I'm just going to colour it in with the white again. As you saw, like, there's a lot of polish here, so I need to wait for that to dry. Otherwise, if I stamp that, it's just going to basically just squish out from the sides, and it just can't happen. You have to leave it to be. So in the meantime, I'm wiping my plate with acetone and a lint-free wipe. if anyone's curious or hasn't stamped before. And here it is, I'm stamping down the image. So the first one's going top left hand side, and then the other one is going to go bottom right hand side. I'm going to do that now. There we go. Okay, so this one's done. Of course, I managed to get it a little bit on the purple, which I didn't want it there. So again, lint-free wipe and some acetone, and just wipe away anything wherever it is that you didn't want. So that would leave us with one more nail to stamp on. And I really, really like that one. I've got to say, I quite like a lot of them, but I feel like this one's going to be my favourite. So right at the top of the plate, you've got a couple of different outlines of flowers. So one looks like a rose, one looks maybe like a lily. And a couple of other ones, not very good with my flower names, but we're going to use 3 of the 5 today. And we're going to colour them in purple, so we're going to stamp on that pink nail. So I thought purple would work quite nicely. So I'm going to colour them in, and we're just going to stamp them, one at the top, one in the middle, one at the bottom. And it looks really cool again later on when we matte top coat with the glitter coming through on the side. It just looks really, really cool. Which is, I feel like with stamping, it's, if you have yourself some like glittery gel polish, I never find myself picking them up. But since I've been doing stamping, I've actually been thinking about using them more and more for stamping, for background for stamping, because it creates such a cool little dimension to it, and it just adds a little extra touch, and I just really like it. But if you don't have any glitter, of course, gel polishes, then of course just add in the glitter like I did today would be your other option to do. Here it is, we're going to stamp it. So there goes the one. There goes the other. This one has like a little, what is it, like a stem or something coming out of it. So a little branch or whatever. And then this is the last flower. I'm going to colour it in. And of course, we're not going to get the whole flower in because it's quite large. But half of it, I'm going to stamp at the bottom part of the nail. Especially since the bottom part is a very, very small part. We'll stamp that one down, and that'll be the end of that. No more stamping. We really utilised that plate to its full capacity, I feel like. I've literally used almost, not all of them, but majority of them anyways. I love stamping plates like that, where you can just look at it and just get so much done out of it. It's so annoying when you get a plate and you can't really make a whole set out of that one plate. But once it's stamped, we will be able to matte top coat everything. But I think I did that off camera real quick because I was having difficulties getting my matte top coat to come out. But here it is. You can already see in the background the little sparkle the glitter's kind of giving. It's so cool. So time for our crystals. So for this full purple nail, I'm placing a AB right at the top. Then I've got these two cute pinky, I'm going to call them charms because they're not really crystals. Underneath it, we've got a white one. Then a purple bow, which is like a lilac-y bow, which I don't know if it really fits in. Maybe I should have used a pink one now and looking at it. But I went in for purple because I thought, oh, I've got a purple background, but it's like a really different looking purple. And then underneath that, I've got a teardroplet AB followed by a pink charm again, and then lastly an AB that will go into the lamp. And I think off camera I do pop some caviar beads in between there. Then on this nail, I'm placing a little row at the top and a little row at the bottom of AB crystals, just placing a large one and then just decreasing in sizes as I'm going away from it. That will go on the top and the bottom. After that's done, that's all we've got going on when it comes to crystals. I wanted to add a little bit of a touch with some Madam Glam white nail art gel. So it kills tack free on top of any nails. But I really like to use it when I'm using matte top coat because it creates that extra little look since you've got everything matte and in the background, and then you've got something cute little glossy on top. So I thought I'll just do my regular little dots that I've been doing quite often, but it really does change the look. I really, really enjoy it. So I wanted to incorporate it today. Here I managed to pop the Rhinestone glue gel a little bit too high. So I do grab a lint-free wipe and some nail prep cleaner, and I just wipe away anything that I didn't want, because if you pop it into the lamp, it will be glossy and you don't want that because we've just matted them. So I'm trying to clean them as much as I can. And then that's in the lamp. There we go. Time for our little dots. So just a tiny little dotting tool. This is the smallest one I could find. And I'm just using, doing 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, whatever little cluster of dots here and there. I don't want to do too much, but I do feel like I added that extra little touch. I really do. Let me know what you guys think, or let me know if I'm just doing a bit too much. But I just really like it. I just can't stop doing them. It's so simple. Like, it's just little dots, but it just changes it all so much. So there's our first one. I really like the look of it. Then on this one, same thing. I was like, boring. We need some dots. So I'm just going to do a lot of clusters all around on the sides. Literally completely all around the actual nail. And on our stripe nail, actually, we're going to outline the sides of it, which we'll get to in just a second. That I actually found the most hard out of everything, I think, today. Trying to get my line straight. It's always a massive challenge. But I kind of took it in stages, and there was a moment where I had to wipe as well because I got a bit too thick. So take it in stages. I start on the little corner and then flip the nail around, then try to connect it again. You'll see in just a moment what I mean, but I kind of took it in stages. Okie dokes, here's the nail, looking cutesy. If you don't want to do the line, you could do maybe a sticker or maybe even some crystals down there, whatever you've got to hand. But I really feel like outlining will really change the look. So here's my little stages. So I did the bottom, now I'm doing the top, and then I'm going to connect them. That was my attempt at trying to maintain the same thickness and try and make them as straight as I can. Not very good at lines, I'm afraid, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It could have been worse. I feel like I've done way worse in the past. So I'm going to do that. In a moment you see me wiping, and I just cut the footage because I just wiped and then went off camera to fix it up. It will go into the lab for a nice long cure. Make sure you cure it for the required time because they are a little bit thicker, so they need a little bit extra time. And then once it comes out, I'll be able to show you guys the final results any minute. So excited for you guys to see the final results. So excited. Love this one. Love it. Just all of my like up my alley kind of colours. But here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.